You're listening to the Custom Built Podcast. In today's episode, we're going to discuss the importance of having a great trade relationship. So stay tuned. Why are trade relationships so important? I mean, not just are they important for your jobs to perform and to show up and be reliable, but the important part is when you call them after you haven't worked together in a while and they still pick up the phone. Like, that is the ultimate test if you have a great relationship with your trades. And why is this relevant? Why is this important? And why do we need to talk about this today? I mean, of course, it comes from personal experience recently, but it's also for me, it was just like, wow, this really was important. This was an important relationship that I'm able to do this. So let me rewind here for you and let's talk about it. So I've been a little bit out of the game, right? Like, I don't have any active projects going on right now other than like my own home projects that I've been like doing myself. So I don't have any active projects where I'm hiring trades and getting them going yet, right? Just got that builder's license, so it'll come soon enough. But since I quit my job and started this whole business of consulting and training and helping homeowners get through home renovations, I haven't had this one-on-one relationship with my trades like I used to. So I picked up a job to help Casey in his warehouse. He has a lot of stuff going on there that really needs attention. So to take that off his plate, because he needs to be focusing on a lot of different other tasks that don't include the maintenance of the warehouse, I said, let me help you here. So I jumped in and I called 3 trades that I really enjoyed working with in the past, and I tried them all out. I called them on like 3 o'clock yesterday. I called them like 3 o'clock 2 days ago, and 2 answered immediately. 1, I had to leave a voicemail, but they called me back by the time I stopped driving. So I was driving from warehouse to home, called 3 trades. 2 picked up, 1 had a message but called me immediately back by the time I got to my driveway. So for me, I was like, whoa, this is huge. And I was able to meet 2 of those trades. So 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, I called them. I'm sticking with that. It was 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. I met 2 trades this morning, 1 at 7 a.m. That tells me right there that we had a very good working relationship. I didn't really doubt it. I knew we had a great working relationship while we worked together, but the test is if they're picking up the call when you're calling them months later when you haven't worked together on a project in a while. Why is that important? It's because you want to have those opportunities, because you don't know when you're going to be working with everybody again. So as a homeowner, you might not think you're going to need to work with the trades that are working in your home, but you don't know that. You want to keep these avenues open and have this respectful relationship together, because when you really need something, you want to have these people to rely on. And it's just something that's so special and important to have while you're having this working relationship. So why does this matter more than you think? It's because trades are humans, right? We're all humans, and we all want to have a respectful working relationship with the people that we need to engage with. And renovations and builds can go just all over the place if you don't have a great team in place along with a great plan and strategy on how you're going to handle this. So if you have a great communication, you have a great team, and you have people that you enjoy working with who work well too, they're reliable, your work is going to go that much smoother. And when things do come up, you can trust that they're going to come and talk to you and be like, hey, this is what's happening and this is what we should be doing. Or I have this idea, not this is what we should be doing, but maybe they have an idea of what needs to happen, or I have no idea. Let's call somebody else in and see what we can figure this out. But the point is, we're working together, and there's that mutual respect of having that open, honest communication. And good trades are busy. So if they're answering your call during their busy schedule and they're making time for you, I mean, they value you. They're answering you. They're not just, looking for another gig. They're busy because they're good. So if they're answering your call, even though they're busy, I mean, I don't take that lightly personally. So the fact that these guys picked up and are willing to meet me the next day to see what this work needs to be done, and working it in their schedule means to me that, you know, they trust me that this is like a long game here too. So you just never know when you're going to need another trade or this trade specialty. Like, I'm calling a plumber, I'm calling an electrician, and I'm calling my main guy that I like to use for like everything. I mean, they can build from, you know, from the ground up. You want to create these connections. And how do you do this, right? Well, first of all, it always starts with respect. You always need to start and lead with a mutual respect. They don't need to earn it. I think as human beings, everybody is just baseline deserving of general respect and human kindness. So always start there. And from there, you just want to be clear and prepared. Having a clear understanding of what you're doing, what you need, and being able to communicate that clear and your expectations, that sets the groundwork. That lets them know exactly like how you operate. All right. And if they have any questions, that's their opportunity to ask and get some clarity on that. But you want to be clear, you want to be precise, and you want to ask and not beat around the bush, right? Be direct. All right. How to create that kind of connection where you can call your trade months later and they're picking it up and they're coming to see you. You want to start with respect always. Human baseline, human rights, right? Like, just start with respect. They're human beings just like you and me. We all just want to be treated with a little bit of respect. So start there. Speak kindly. You don't need to write them off. These guys are, you know, the bread and butter of building these houses and getting things done that are specialized, that they've had all these special trainings in that really make or break your it's huge. It's a big deal. You want to be clear. You want to be prepared. You want to know what you need, and you want to be able to be as clear as possible. If you don't have the terminology, I mean, I can tell you right now, how many showers and installs that I've done with that, I am still tripped up on like the terminology and using the right terms. Same with electrical. Like, I mean, we can get there, but I'm saying you don't need to be perfectly understanding of like what the job entails. But if you can explain clearly what is happening or what you need, then like even show, you're fine. Just be as clear as you can be and communicate clearly what's going on and what your needs are. That just brings you to a clear level field, and then they're able to follow along, but then also you can just be really direct about it. So, hey, what's this going to cost me? I need this, this, and this. What do you think? You could take some time to think about it. You don't need to answer me right this moment, but let me know in a day or two. Is that feasible? So you're setting your ground, you're setting your expectations, and you're being clear of what you want and what you need. You're not leaving any room for interpretation, and they don't have to question what you mean. They're not like second guessing everything that you just said. So being clear and precise already sets that groundwork of a solid relationship. Pay on time. This is huge. You do not want to like dangle their check over their head. They did the work, you pay them. You have an agreement. If it's a draw schedule and you're like, if it's new plumbing or new electrical, whatever it is, start it up. Rough plumbing. When that's done and it passes inspection, I'll pay you this. What, you know, or here's your beginning money. Here's what I'm going to pay you when it passes inspection. Here's what you're going to get at final inspection. Or when you're getting top outs, like you draw that out. You let them know what the draw schedule is, but pay them on time. Make it clear you're not going to pay them though if if the inspection fails, you can't pay them yet. They have to fix it until it passes inspection, right? That needs to be an agreement that protects you and protects them in the long run for them, right? Like that's a lawsuit. If it's not being fixed and it's not being done, you don't want to pay. It's a little bit more protection for you than it is for them, but it also gives them the incentive to make sure that the work is being done well. But also, if you're having a really great relationship and you got these really great trades, that's a non-issue for the most part. But pay them on time. You don't pay them on time, they're not picking up the call when you're calling them. All right? That's definitely like the number one way, or at least up there, as far as why they're not picking up your call. If you're not one to pay on time when you say you're going to pay, or you give them you try to nickel and dime them on like every little thing, they're probably not going to be excited to work with you if you guys came to an agreement and you're not paying them on time. I mean, that's just what it is. Also, make sure you're giving them credit, man. Like, it's okay to praise somebody for the work and be appreciative of what's going on. Like, that was tough, man. Thanks so much. Like, you guys rocked it. And even like maybe bring them some Gatorade every now and then, especially if it's a hot day and it's a big project. Like, you want to be appreciative and you want to show that appreciation to them. And sometimes that even looks like referrals and word of mouth. You always, like, for me, I love to share these guys. Like, I am not trying to gatekeep people from having a great relationship with other trades. And if I had a really great experience working with somebody, I am 100% going to say, call this person. They really took care of me. I bet you they'll do a great job for you. Like, that is always a great thing when you're especially supporting like other people's businesses, referrals and word of mouth. I mean, if that's what you can do, that really goes a long way. And you just want to keep the relationship warm. So you want to check in with them and just like, hey, how's it going? Everything all right? Like, just occasional check-ins. You don't have to be like best friends, but I mean, hey, if it happens like that, that's cool too, right? Relationships are good. You're not just building your house, right? You're building relationships. So you're also building a reputation. So you're building a reputation, you're building relationships while you're building your home. And these people are going to be in it. Like, they are the ones that are making this happen. So that needs to be nurtured too. It's not just let's get to the end goal and forget about how we got there. This is a whole big journey and everyone's a part of it, right? You know, and sometimes you might have a really great starting relationship with a trade and it doesn't always end the way you thought it was. I've had multiple times where, you know, I thought me and a trade were working really well. If there was an issue with like communication specifically, I would say, hey, I really need you to communicate this with me the next time. So, you know, this is what happened here. The work was great. Next time, just communicate with me if something's not working out. And, you know, you give that opportunity. And if, again, it doesn't happen, I'm giving you a story here. So I had this experience where I was like, I need this communication, and it didn't work out in this one job, but I gave them a job again because I really liked this person. I thought we were working really well together. But the next jobs that I had given them were just disastrous. And again, it was like this communication. Like, I set a very clear expectation. You need to tell me this. You gave me this. You also gave me this quote, and now you're adding more to it. Like, there's issues with that. So if your trade changes the final price without like really giving you specific reasons, or if they misquoted and then they're trying to catch it on the end invoice, like, that's shady. That's a shady way to do it. You know, if we all sometimes underestimate, and you can either say, I really underestimated this, can we talk about it? That's a whole different approach than just trying to slide that in there and just submitting an invoice to try to get paid for it. So sometimes it doesn't work out the way you think it is. A relationship goes downhill, right? I mean, that is friendships, that's, you know, romantic relationships, that's trade relationships, right? Working relationships can end the same way. So again, you don't want to I don't think burning bridges is really the way to go. Sometimes if it ends up a little heated or a lot heated, sometimes it's just necessary, and then just cut your ties and move on. But it's also, you want to make sure that however you're ending this, that it's like it feels good to you. If you're doing something and it's like, wow, that was just really out of line for me. I mean, that's your reputation, that's your values, you know, those kinds of things are important. So even if a relationship doesn't work out in the way that you wanted it to or hoped it would, it's okay. And just try to treat it as best as you can to be in alignment with how you can be okay with it, right? Like I said, I've had heated arguments with trades, and, you know, just sometimes just like blatant disrespect from them. And, you know, I rose to that. Like, I rose to the not the best approach, and it didn't always feel good when I had that end result. So, but what I did was say, okay, don't do that next time. Hopefully there won't be a next time, but now you know that didn't feel good, so don't do it again, right? Like, we just got to grow and learn from things like that. But It's okay if they don't always work out. Try not to burn bridges. Sometimes they just don't work out and you want to be kind about it. Kindness is always, just always lead with kindness, right? I feel like it's like my little kids, not my little kids, but they are little. But what I teach my kids this, but I want to lead by example too. Like, just always lead with kindness in every way that you can. I mean, obviously sometimes it's just, you can't always be kind. Be okay with how you handle it. That's important too. So I just want to wrap this up. It's a little shorter of a episode today, but I want to just reiterate the importance of having a great trade relationship. So I'm going to wrap this up with one little question. Would your old contractor pick up the phone for you if you were to call them today after not working together for months and months? Okay? Let me know. I would want to hear your thoughts on this. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments as well. You can message me directly. If you like this type of advice and you want more going into your home renovations and you're really not sure where to start, the Blueprint Collective is about to open at the end of July. I will have those dates out soon. You can join the wait list now, though, to get on the early access list. So when doors open, you're the first one to know. It's going to be limited seats, limited access for the founding members of the Blueprint Collective. Okay, so home renovations, if you are ready to get going or you want to get started on it but you don't know where to go, this is for you. All right. So make sure you share this podcast with everybody who needs this. Share the Blueprint Collective and make sure you jump on that wait list. And just keep sharing this podcast and reviewing for me, please. It does so much greatness. It gets us found. It lets me help other people just like you. And like I said, word of mouth is so appreciated. Word of mouth is very appreciated when you want to share this. Thank you all for hanging out again with me today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week, and I'll catch you next time. Bye now. Thank you for hanging out today. If you liked what you heard, please make sure you hit subscribe, and I hope to see you again next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.